Roads, the bloodstream of America. Almost 4 million miles of roadway transport people and goods throughout this land. Interstates account for only 1% of that total, with rural roads equaling 3.2 million miles. Upon these roads, 1.8 trillion miles are driven every year, and $64 billion are spent to increase and maintain this great system. Huge resources are spent and armies of men spend their lives in repairs and maintenance, and still the driver on today's roads seems to constantly battle potholes, washboards, and other deficiencies. Governments, road commissioners, and construction companies pursue the dream of a maintenance-free road. Permazyme is an organic enzyme product which creates an effectively stabilized road base using established road construction techniques. Simply adding a small amount of Permazyme to the water, which is normally applied to the base material during construction, establishes a remarkably hard yet resilient and watertight road base at a very low cost. No specialized equipment or additional manpower is required for application. An enzyme is a natural, organic compound similar to proteins, which act as a catalyst for chemical reactions. The enzymes in Permazyme increase the wetting action of the water, which allows the base particles to be more densely compacted. This catalytic bonding process produces a strong cementation action, creating a tight, permanent stratum. Unlike inorganic or petroleum-based products, which only hold soil materials together temporarily, Permazyme actually fuses soil together to create a dense and permanent base which resists water penetration, weathering, and wear. In normal road construction methods, road base compaction in the 90% range is normal. With Permazyme, compaction of up to 105% can be expected. Since Permazyme uses the non-granular fines contained in the road base as a binder, a less expensive, dirtier base may be used. Permazyme saves you money in construction by allowing you to use available soil in the construction area instead of hauling in clean base. Maintenance costs are greatly reduced since the cured Permazyme base allows no damaging moisture to penetrate the road. The extreme hardness of this base eliminates washboarding and rutting. Building a road with Permazyme is simple. Step 1. Blade the existing bed to a depth of 4 or 5 inches and then windrow the loose material. If additional aggregate is needed, use less expensive, dirty material. Step 2. Spray both the bladed surface and the windrow to obtain optimum moisture. Blend the Permazyme mixture into the soil with the blade. If it is too wet, blade dry. If it is too dry, add plain water. After thoroughly mixing the material, it can be left in a windrow overnight to allow complete moisture absorption. This will result in better compaction with less effort. Step 3. Extend and crown the surface and dress it with a blade. If your material dries out on a hot day, just spray again with the Permazyme mixture. Compact with a compactor such as a sheep's foot, steel, or pneumatic roller. The road is now ready for use. If an asphalt or other surface is desired, a better bond will be achieved by moistening the surface with a 1 to 1,000 dilution of Permazyme to water. This surface may be applied any time after the 3-day curing period.
Right now we're using Permazyme in several applications, particularly in the tropic Utah area, in the Escalante, Utah area, and in an environmentally sensitive road known as the Bird Trail Road. We've chosen Permazyme for several reasons. Probably the most important one is the cost aspect. On Kodachrome Basin Road, we've just realized a cost savings of approximately 25% over a 4-inch gravel lift and a 2.5-inch bituminous surface course lift. In addition to that, it allows us to use local materials much more readily. There's a opportunity to provide lower maintenance on the backside after the project is complete. And those are basically the reasons why we use it. In addition to the most important one is it works.
It is so simple that even a child can utilize this product. You can wash your hands in it, brush your teeth, and I suppose if you needed a Peptic, you could probably drink it, but I can assure you that in almost every instance it will work, and the results will be astonishing. I'd like to convey at this particular time my commissioners, and I'll use that in the plural sense, all three are convinced about enzyme. It's a very cost-effective solution to a real problem that the 29 counties of Utah all have in common, and that is base instability. In our 4,300 square miles of territory, I had 8 greater districts. Since the introduction of enzyme into our processes, we are now down to a total service package of 6 graders for 4,300 square miles. The 30 miles of high yield, high impact roads have netted us a very significant gain. We have 32 miles of roads which we do not even worry about. What about permeability? We went out and we looked at the roads and we could see tailwaters that had breached ditches, were running against shoulders, that normally would have sopped and wicked through and broken down the base, still maintaining structural integrity. We looked at portions of road treated with enzyme with double chip courses that canals had breached and flowed across for virtually days, almost a week, I believe, in one instance, and there was absolutely no damage whatsoever to that road. Historically, talking to the men, it was during potato harvest. As I understand it, there were not only dairy tankers, but spud trucks running across that water inundated road, if you will, day in and day out during that period, and there was not one visible problem with that road. It was totally stable. There wasn't a rut, there wasn't a shear, there wasn't a spall, there wasn't a crack. I think it's a pretty poor supervisor that cannot convince his commissioner to invest in at least 3 drums of enzyme and treat a portion of a road for your own observations.
Permazyme is non-toxic, does not cause rashes or burns, and does not irritate skin tissue. Permazyme is non-flammable. Permazyme will not harm humans, animals, fish, or vegetation, and is biodegradable. Utilizing hundreds of miles of road in the United States, Mexico, Canada, Australia, and China, Permazyme puts you closer to the dream of a maintenance-free road. Get your feet on the ground with Permazyme.